This episode of Is This Adulting is brought to you by our Patreon supporters. We'd like to say a big thanks to everyone supporting us over there. It really means the world to us. If you would like to join the giving family and get some cool stuff in return, coloring sheets, Mad Libs, bonus episodes every week, then you can head over to patreon.com/isthisadulting. Thanks.
Hey there, this is your best friend Caitlin from Napa, California, and you're listening to Is This Adulting?
Hey everybody, and welcome to Is This Adulting, the mental health comedy podcast you never knew you needed. I'm your best friend, and I've got a story about cucumber sandwiches this week. I'm Stephen Pappas.
Hey.
Oh, God.
It's me.
Are you trying to be ASMR, Chris?
ASMR, whisper boy. Whisper, whisper,
Please stop.
whisper.
I have to edit this later, and I really hate ASMR.
Did you see that cool thing that One Direction did? I did.
Okay.
I did it. ASMR.
Okay, that's enough. You did it. We are now ASMR
OMG Whisper
superstars.
Boy.
I'm so
Is that what I
happy
call
about it.
myself? I don't remember, but it's me.
I think you did call yourself
Sometimes
OMG Whisper Boy.
I talk normal, and sometimes I whisper. But I always interchange throughout conversation, so it makes people very uncomfortable because I can just be talking, and all of a sudden I'm like this. I'll stop. I'm sorry.
All right. That's enough. So usually this is where we would banter and stuff.
That's right,
but
Steven.
I'm kind of done with you right now.
Oh, I wanted to give you a little bit of sound effect if you wanted it later.
Plus, I want to get an opinion on this cucumber sandwich situation that I've got like brewing over here. So I'm going to need another person's opinion, not just yours, Chris. So
Pickles are like
as
cucumbers,
always,
but they're a little different.
I hate you so much. Okay, so just like every week, we can't do this alone. Nobody wants to hear the sound of my voice and Chris's weird fucked up whispering. No.
Agreed.
So we have another best friend with us this week. I'm just going to power through it. She is the associate editor for Sci-Fi Fangirls. You know her from the podcast Trends Like These, which she co-hosts with Brent Black and past guest Travis McElroy, as well as her writing for publications like Vanity Fair, Huffington Post, and Pajiba. Please welcome Courtney Enlow to the show. Hey, Courtney.
Hello.
Oh, my God.
Thank you for having me.
I hate you both so much.
Laugh out loud.
Oh, you're my least favorite people.
I love it. It's our new thing.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, well, I was going to say you're welcome, but I'm really very upset.
I'm going to bring it back around though with this cuke story.
Okay,
we've been building.
Yes, we're going to talk about that before we delve into the mental health check-in.
Cukes.
So yes, this is our housekeeping for the week. Actually, it's not. But I do want to say in housekeeping real quick before I tell my cuke story, I want to say thanks to one of our listeners who sent me a money order for my tattoo, which is amazing and so sweet and nice.
Aww.
Because I'm apparently crowdfunding this. I'm getting an Adventure Zone tattoo.
Yes.
Like an Adventure Zone half.
Saw that, and I'm very excited for you.
Yes, I am terrified because it's expensive, but I am doing it, and so... yeah, somebody sent me that. So to the 3 listeners that sent me PayPal money and a money order, y'all are awesome. Also, we got a package in the mail from Sarah, who we called Sneaky Snake Sarah on the episode with Travis. She sent us a package from New York, and I got postcards from the Frick collection, and I got a little Dustin pop vinyl from Stranger Things. And Chris, you got nothing. So
That's okay.
Yeah.
I feel the support from here.
Well, she didn't steal any clothes for you off the porch or anything.
Hey, that's, I appreciate that she chose a life not of crime, but of passion. I don't know what I'm saying. Let's keep going.
I don't know where we're going. Anyway, I want to tell you this cucumber story before we get into mental health, because some things have to take priority. So those, it's not really an exciting story, but those
it's cucumber sandwiches. I don't really know
and
what's
also,
not exciting.
are you about to
this.
say, so you know about those things called cucumbers? We do, Steven.
No, okay.
Did you know you can put them on a sandwich?
I found out the hard way.
No, the best way. Okay, so I grew up, my mom catering events and stuff, and I would help her cater, and I would always sneak off to the kitchen and eat just a shitload of cucumber sandwiches because they're amazing.
Wait, is this like a common snack?
Yes. It's like a common hors d'oeuvre afternoon tea type snack.
You describe to me what this is, because let me tell you what I'm currently thinking.
Christopher.
I'm thinking 2 pieces of like white bread from the Wonder Factory, where you just have a bunch, actually just one big cucumber just in the middle of it, and just
like not peeled, not sliced.
Yeah, that's what I'm going for, and that doesn't sound good at all.
No, that's garbage. What you just described. It is, however, white bread from the store.
Okay, I got one part right.
Cut the crusts off, because apparently that's a rule, and then you put this mixture, this lovely, delicious mixture of like dill and cream cheese and lemon juice and like chives on there. You spread that on there. You throw a few thinly sliced and peeled pieces of cucumber on there, and you just eat that bad boy. A normal sized sandwich would cut into 4 squares that are served as hors d'oeuvres. My wife and I definitely ate 3 full-size sandwiches of those each as grown people tonight. And we were not ashamed. We just had a moment where I was like, do you want to eat cucumber sandwiches for dinner? And she was like the hors d'oeuvre? I was like, yeah. Like,
I don't know why you would be ashamed. That's the most elegant thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, and also, does everyone know about this thing except for me? To where you just casually bring it up to your wife.
I very much enjoy
like the
tea
hors
parties.
d'oeuvre. Yeah.
Like the hors d'oeuvre.
Oh, me. Oh my.
Chris, have you ever been to a tea party?
What about me do you think would suggest that I was ever allowed to such a fancy thing?
You know what? You're not wrong. Anyway.
I would be the one that was invited, accidentally broke the toilet when I went to use the restroom on the way in, and then they just said, go on, get out of here.
You know what? There's been a trend in our show of you saying go on, get almost every episode, and I've been noticing it, maybe because I edit it, but
it's true.
You know, I kind of like it.
You know where it's from, right?
Air Bud.
Is it?
Old Yeller.
Oh, yeah. I was thinking it was from Babe. I don't even know what movie I'm quoting. Never mind.
No, That'll Do Pig.
That'll Do
Pig. The end of Air Bud, where they just send Air Bud off to die.
Air Bud, thank you so much for doing that amazing job of winning us the championship for the Little League. Now, go on, go. And just throw some kibble at him.
It's from Old Yeller. He tries to run the dog off before he has to kill the dog.
Oh, God, I forget. What a horrible thing. All right. Well, that's made me sad. Let's keep going.
Yeah,
so you had
so
cucumber sandwiches.
Yeah, I had cucumber sandwiches for dinner like an adult. So I just wanted to tell you how fancy I was.
That honestly sounds like the most adult dinner that you could have.
Yes.
Fancy adults.
And we mixed a cucumber avocado salad to go with it. Look at us. It was that meal from Blue Apron. That we don't have a sponsor from Blue Apron.
Nice.
I'm just trying.
Nice.
Grasping at straws.
Yeah.
Anyway. So we're going to move on now because I just wanted to share that, and now we're good. Moral of the story is Chris knows nothing of high society.
Yes. Agreed.
All right, well, we are going to... No, we're not going to start this week off just like we do every week with a mental health check-in. I've decided to do something different.
Why?
Because... I hate you. Because I forgot to do something at the beginning of the show. So, hey, Courtney, we're going to get into the mental health check-in in just a second. But, hey, do you want to tell people where they can find you on the interwebs and or your home address?
I would love to know.
Well, of course. You can find me on the internet.
Everywhere.
Look behind you. I'm there.
Under the desk? I'm there, too.
I'm coming down from your ceiling right now. You can find me on Twitter at Court Enlow and Sci-Fi Fangirls at Sci-Fi Fangirls. Now, it is Fangirls with 2 R's. So, like, it's SYFYFANGRRLS.
So it's like...
Fangirls.
Oh, yeah. I was thinking like a pirate. Fangirl.
Girls.
Or Macho
Fangirls.
Man Randy Savage. One of those. Either way. I like it. Wow, that was weird.
That was a really pregnant silence.
I'm sorry, I was just trying to
do.
compliment you, but clearly no one likes my compliments.
Well, she was going to tell you where you could find trends like these, but then Chris got really uncomfortable and
I'm
weird.
sorry, that's true.
I didn't know where to go with
It was
pirates.
my fault. I'm sorry.
All the pirates. And then you can listen to trends like these wherever podcasts are sold or at MaximumFun.org. And you can follow that on Twitter at Trends Like These, I think, is the handle. Well, you search it. Like, it'll come up.
Search it.
Yeah,
You'll be fine.
it will.
You'll get it.
It'll be there. Your logo's
You'll
under
get there.
construction, but I think
You'll
it's still on
find us.
Twitter. So, all right. Well, now that we've done that, now we're going to start this week off just like we do every week with a mental health check-in. So, Chris, how you been this week?
It has been a very interesting few days. So I would say last week, for the most part, was pretty good, pretty normal. Nothing overly bad or nothing overly good. I mean, just kind of somewhere in the middle. And then it started getting interesting when this weekend I had to go to a funeral, unfortunately. And those are always hard enough to go to as is. And then especially if you know the person. And so we're getting there, and then on the way, I'm talking with Kate, and then I realized something that she helped me realize, and that was I am going to see someone. Let me go in advance apologize. I'm going to be a little bit broad here, and this is more just to honor my own family and stuff. But I'm going to see a family member that I have not seen in 20 years. And the best way of saying a whole lot without saying a whole lot is just there's still obviously a lot of pain for me personally, as well as, other people in the family too in different ways. And so I was super, super nervous to see them there, and because I didn't even know what they looked like. It had been so long. And so we were together in a small area. I mean, it was probably a group of like 15 or 20 of us, and we're there probably for about 3 hours. And this family member who hasn't seen or talked to me at all, even though they've always lived very close and just kind of chose not to. Sadly, I felt torn because I both did not want them to come up to me, and the whole time I was anxious, and I kept having like my wife or my aunt or uncle or someone kind of be like, hey, can you give me an idea of where they are? Just because I kind of wanted to avoid them, because I didn't want to start a scene necessarily, because there's obviously a lot of pain still there. But then it actually hurt worse when they never attempted to talk to me. And they did talk to pretty much everyone else. And so, yeah, that was just like it left me in a really weird place. And I know I got super intense very quickly. So after me being ASMR whisper boy, so I recognized that hard turn I took. But yeah, it left me with a lot of, I don't know, it just left me with a lot of realizations of, it's amazing how you can think that you've done a lot of healing. Then you're faced with the situation and you go, oh, it's not so much I've done a lot of healing as it's just been out of sight, out of mind. And that's pretty much what this weekend was. It was kind of difficult to process. And I mean, even Stephen, I mentioned this to you before we recorded, and you were like, how did you not tell me that? And I think it was because I think I was just sad. I didn't want to talk about it. And I didn't really want to think about it. I tried to like just black it out of my mind. And then I had a lot of time to think about it because I randomly got called to jury duty today. Never had that happen before. Fun fact. So at least in North Carolina, I don't know how it is in other states, you get the thing in the mail and it says, you have been selected for jury duty. Call the night before to see if you're actually asked to come. And so you call the night before. I called and they said, only jurors 1 through 301 should come. Stephen, do you know what number I was?
I mean, I do, but
I was 300. So I was so sad that I almost was able to miss it. But then I get there and then I waited for 8.5 hours or something crazy like that. And I never got called. And then they're just like, all right, you can leave. And I was so sad. Ugh. So it was awkward and quiet, and it left me a lot of time to think. And sometimes you don't want to think, especially you don't want to think in a place where you're surrounded by like a couple hundred strangers in a small room that just gross fluorescent lighting and 8 hours of HGTV playing. Sure, I liked it at first, but eventually there's only so much Property Brothers that a person can handle in a 8-hour period.
And I would argue that amount is one episode.
That is true. Actually, it was them renovating their home. So it was like 6 episodes in a row of the same thing. So it just felt like a horrible, like brain trip that they were taking us on. But yeah, so it's just been a really weird week of sad and anxious and processing feelings that it's been a while since I've even considered processing. And that being said, I can't really say it's been like an amazing week, but also I can be grateful for the fact that at the end of today, I was very tired. And as I got closer to recording, I got excited because I was like, you know what? This is going to be something that I can process through. I can just I can remind myself that, yeah, it sucked, but I've still got people in my life that enjoy me being around and want to talk to me when I have people who don't. And yeah, so it was just, I'm definitely grateful for tonight in particular. So that is a quick rundown, or not so quick rundown, of everything going on in my life currently. So Courtney, how are you right now?
So we've been planning on me being on the show for a while. And when I talked to Steven, he was like, what kind of topic do you want to talk about? And I said, well, I just wrote this piece on being, what it's like being the spouse of an addict, and what that's like, and how it's challenging and difficult, because I have been the spouse of an addict for 7 years. We had our 7th anniversary in June. And this weekend, we decided to not be married anymore. And it's weird. Like, I have this feeling like I should be feeling something huge and major. I should be sad. I should be something. And I'm not. Like, it feels like this has been kind of in the process for so long. And I've kind of given all of the emotion and pain and tears to it that I can. And then now I'm just kind of I've got nothing left a little bit.
Sure.
But it's weird, because this has been I've been in this relationship since I was 18.
Wow.
Yeah.
I can say, and it's a different situation, but everyone who listens to this show knows that it got started because my dad died. And I had a similar, in its own way, emotion to that of, I'm supposed to be devastated. I'm supposed to be sad. I'm supposed to be just not able to function. And I was fine at first. And so don't let society's expectation of how you're supposed to feel, quote unquote, dictate the way you feel about yourself. Because sometimes when you feel like you're supposed to feel a certain way and you don't, it makes you feel bad about yourself.
Yeah, it's there's a sense of guilt, this relationship deserves me to be sad. This relationship deserves, because we've been through so much. We have 2 kids together. And me feeling and I genuinely don't know if I'm numb or if I'm just kind of okay, because this has become a kind of normal.
Yeah.
For so long. There's also a little bit of a sense of relief, because the plug has kind of been pulled finally.
Right.
Well, I know that we're going to say this a lot later on as well, but I just want to say as well now, just a preemptive thank you for your willingness to share. And I hope that, if nothing else, how would I word this? If nothing else, I hope that having the ability to process out loud, to think through things in this space, especially with people that you didn't know until a couple minutes ago, really, when we started talking,
right,
can provide an initial, just step of healing. And I'm just thankful that you're willing to do that here, because that's an incredibly brave thing to do.
Well, it's part of who I am, just what I do, by the virtue of the fact that I write about mental health stuff. Yeah. I've always been honest about that stuff. I've never really, we talked about this, that thing where you don't really necessarily have a filter. You don't know what is okay to talk to people about and what isn't. And so I've just never had that. And when stuff like this happens, it feels like you're supposed to like not talk about it and like be private about it. And it just feels so unnatural because I talk about everything else that I'm going through. And like, this is a very big thing. And I don't know how else to process it other than talk about it.
Yeah.
Right. And by not talking about it, all you're going to do is not process it. You're just going to sit on it. And I mean, that's going to be more unhealthy for you and those around you in the long run than just talking about it. I mean, you know, it's a comparison I make a lot where I married into a family where my wife's family, when there was disagreements, there wasn't a lot of arguing. There was a lot of staying quiet and not really having it out. My family, we would scream at each other over the dinner table. But at the end of the day, we had it out. It was cathartic, and we knew that we loved each other, and we could get up and walk away from that situation knowing the feelings had been dealt with.
My therapist, like my favorite thing my therapist has ever said, she said, regret fades, resentment builds. So basically, like, say the thing that you're afraid to say because you will feel bad about that for a while, but that resentment from holding it in, it's malignant.
Yeah.
And like, so that's like been a big thing that I've been doing like the last couple years is really trying to like be honest and upfront about how I'm feeling. And I think that helped, at least for me personally, to know that like I've done and said what I need to not have that like toxic resentment that I'd had for so long. And, you know, kind of it's very much that like it's ending not with a bang but a whimper, like that kind of thing, because by the end it's just like it wasn't working anymore. Like, yes, there was a big thing happened. There was a relapse. But I think we were also both just so tired of fight of this. And I've been like burying myself in my work because like that at a certain point became the love of my life.
Sure.
Like that became the thing that I was putting all my energy and attention into. And so I fully admit that I was not as checked in to that relationship anymore. I was so focused on my work. And I'm not blaming myself because I don't think that that's helpful, but it's not as cut and dry as just like, oh, he did this, he's a bad guy, and right. So we're done now. Like, no, like things just weren't working.
Yeah. Well, you know, like I said, I know me and Steven feel this way, but I can imagine the people who will be listening as well will be very honored that you're using this as a place to be able to process, and I'm just grateful for it. So I'm excited to be able to learn from someone like you who is very wise and who is saying, hey, I'm going to figure it out with y'all together instead of trying to pretend like things are going well when really I'm dealing with some shit. So, yeah.
Well, and a big part of like being in a relationship with someone who is either in active addiction or they have like, fairly frequent relapses is the feeling of like, I have no choice but to be okay. Because I have to like get shit done. I have to take care of the kids. I have to like keep the house in order. I have to make sure the bills get paid. And you get so used to being fine that when you're not fine, you kind of can't tell. Like, it takes me a few days before I notice I'm having a depressive episode. Yeah. It takes me, like, anxiety. I feel like my anxiety has gotten worse over time, but I feel like that's in part because the depression I'm maintaining, and I don't notice that I'm having it. So the anxiety feels so different that it's like, oh, my anxiety is just getting worse and worse. And it's like, I genuinely can't tell if it's getting worse or if the depression is just like, it's just so in it that the anxiety is like jarring.
Wow. Dropping bombs on us already. You were.
That's what I do.
I also drop bombs. But
I'm dropping bombs.
Silent bombs. Sorry. Okay, we'll keep going. Sorry. Steven, so are we going 3 for 3? Are we going to have a good old-fashioned cry fest together?
I'm having a good old-fashioned cry
Come on,
fest.
bring it in right now. We're going to do a virtual
Yeah,
hug.
that last thing you said resonated with me super hard because I don't know when they're coming anymore.
Yeah.
Because I can't always tell. The last few weeks have been one of them. My mental health check-in for the last couple weeks, or last 3 weeks, I guess, was like, you know what? Everything sucks and this is all bad, but I really don't have a reason to be upset. So like things are on the upswing. I'm doing good, but I'm not. But I think that it was just like I'm supposed to be on the upswing, so I just keep saying I'm on the upswing.
Sure.
But I'm not on the upswing. And this is a lot of times how depressive episodes work, and people who have listened since the beginning have seen me go through this a couple times where I will be really good. And then it'll start sinking into that where I'm like, I need to be good, but I'm not good. And then eventually I reach the week where I basically start out my mental health check by saying, no jokes, no negativity corner, no me making jokes about how upset I've been, but everything's going to be okay. Because this is that week. I finally hit that week that I hit in every cycle where it's like, everything doesn't feel like it's going to be okay right now. Mm-hmm. I'm working 3 jobs. And it is grinding me down to the bone. I'm exhausted all the time. I have lunch meetings and morning meetings and coffee meetings and night recordings and everything all the time. I don't remember the last time I was like, you know what? I have time for me and my wife. I have time for me and to go meet a friend for something. I'm taking that this Friday. I'm going to a football game with a friend I haven't seen, who I used to see every day. Haven't seen that friend in, 7 months, 8 months. And I'm finally going to be able to see him and like trying to take that time. But I've just been in a spot where it's just like it feels like the medicine's not working anymore. I've got a psychiatrist appointment tomorrow that just happened to roll around. So I don't know how much of this I'll actually say. I need to say it. But I'm me and I put on that like front of, no, I mean, things are good, you know. But me and Klonopin are good friends again. Like we've become buddies because I just haven't been able to handle it on my own right now. It's been a rough few weeks, but I just now realized how rough they were this week. And so I'm not going to do what I do every week and be like, but everything's gonna be good soon, and I'm not gonna do that because right now it doesn't feel that way. I have no motivation. I'm constantly panicking and thinking I'm having a heart attack, and I almost drove myself to the ER the other night. Like I'm not good. And you know what? I'm fucking okay with that.
Sure.
Like I haven't been okay with that for a long time, but I am okay with the fact that I am not okay. And I tell people all the time that it's okay to not be okay, and then I do not practice that. So I'm done bullshitting. I'm not doing great. I will do great eventually, but I'm not doing great. So that's me. There's my smile. We're all having a good week, y'all.
It's so easy to say and mean it that it's okay to not be okay.
Yeah.
But then sometimes you genuinely don't know you're not okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like it just doesn't occur to you. And like with my depression and my anxiety, both, there's this thing where it's like, is this a depressive thought or an anxious thought, or am I just correct? And so like, I'll have that all the time where it's just like, I actually was starting a depressive episode. Like it's like the day or two before this all happened this weekend, where a lot of it's all tied to my, I have like really bad like body image issues. And so it's just like I had that thing where like the clothes that I brought to LA with me this weekend didn't fit. And then it turns into, after this all happened, it was like, if I was prettier or thinner, I would have been worth staying sober for. Or if like stuff like that. And I know logically that it's wrong, but that like fills my head every single time. Where it's like, if I was just better, then he would have stayed sober. And I know how nonsensical that sounds, but I can't turn off that thought.
I know we've got a whole topic about that coming up, and we've got a lot of show to get to, but I would love to. I could sit here and talk all day about that because I really do believe deep down now. I've said it jokingly to other guests, but are we the same? Are we? Are we like? Are you my spirit animal?
Maybe.
Because I think you might be, because you were like body image issues, and all of a sudden, like, I could feel the knot in my throat, just like.
Yeah.
Because I've been having that hardcore.
And I'm Chris's whisper twin.
Are we the same?
No, we're not.
You're not the same as us.
No.
You're the OMG whisper twins.
One of us.
One of us.
The OMG Whisper Twins. That might be the episode title. All right. Well, as always, if you have a mental health check-in that you'd like to share or an idea of how we can encourage you throughout the week, we'll remind you, as always, we are not professionals. And if you're in need or in crisis, please contact either the Suicide Prevention Lifeline or a mental health professional. They are qualified to handle real issues. We are just here to listen. So if you ever need anything and you're not in any danger, please, you can send us an email. We don't get to respond to every email we receive. We do receive a lot, but we read every single one. So at least you know somebody's listening and somebody's heard what you have to say. And I know I've said this a few times for months, but as you just heard, I've been kind of on the downward slide for a while, but I swear to you, we're going to be doing something with all those mental health check-ins that you send into us. So please, if you're comfortable with them being read on the show, let us know in the email, and we will make sure to honor whether or not. We will always do it anonymously, but we will make sure to honor that. So, all right, it's time to move into the first topic. Let's have some fun. You want to have some fun?
Let's have fun.
Let's have fun. We're gonna get emotional again later. Let's have fun now. What we're gonna do today is Chris and I. These first topics that we do, we've kind of gotten into a point where we do a lot of segments. You know, things like thought exercises, like Swiper More Swiping, where we play Tinder with different things.
Not with people, with things.
Yeah, not with people, with things.
That sounds a little bit grosser than intended, but yes.
Hitch, Itch, or Ditch, where it's essentially Fuck, Marry, Kill, but for things like...
And sometimes people.
I don't know. And sometimes people. You know, the Property Brothers, we did do them.
Yeah, we did. By the way,
and,
I watched a whole bunch of Property Brothers today. Guess who was in it the entire time? The
RJ.
The third one. I watched this much. I watched 6 hours today of it, and I don't even remember his name.
Yeah.
Poor third Property brother.
It's bad.
Oh, so sad.
Anyway, but we do things like that. Or the People's Court. Well, this one may become one that I want to talk to you about, because this was originally going to be kind of a question and answer thing, but now I just want us to talk about something. So I was listening to Wonderful on the Max Fun Network. Go check it out. The other day, and they were talking about refrigerators. And Rachel and Griffin both decided to guess when the refrigerator was first invented. And so they were like, and I asked Chris this, and Chris was like, I don't know, like the 1940s. And Griffin was like, I'm going to say 48. And she's like, I'm going to say 39. And they were like, 1834. They were off by 100 years. And there was a lot of laughter, and that was just a fun little segment. I was like, I wonder how many things we use in our everyday life that we have no clue, like their history. And so originally it was going to be, tell me when you think, how old you think this is. But then I found so much interesting history on everyday items that I just think we should talk about the weird and kind of screwed up history of the things that we use every day. So what I've decided to do is we're going to go through a day in the life of Courtney Enlow. Oh, the face that you made just then of like, oh God, they're talking about me. That's my name. They said my name.
They said my name on the internet.
The entire time I was envisioning the first thing that you're going to find the history of was like the toilet brush cleaner. And so I just had my full thought focused on that. And so when you said the life of Courtney, I was like, oh, oops. Well, that's a weird thing to pair together.
That's what Courtney does. She wakes up in the morning and she pisses excellence, and then she just cleans the toilet.
I also thought you were going to talk about my history, and then you were going to start telling me my history, and I was like,
wow.
Snap.
We do a lot of research.
That's true.
We're pretty much journalism professionals.
Courtney was invented in 1985.
So
in March, right? Dang it, I just made it up.
February
If I'd have had
27th.
that, though, man, that would have been good.
So it's big. That would have been amazing.
That would have been really creepy.
Because it's really close.
Hey,
that like it
it
kind of worked. I was just like, no, you were just
Wow,
off by a
dang.
couple days. Like that was pretty
that'd
good.
be cool.
That's
That would have
amazing.
been really cool.
So, okay, so the first thing that I imagine that you do in the morning, apparently, basically, I just found 5 things that I wanted to talk about, and I was like, I'm going to work these into Courtney's life. So
Solid segue.
the first thing I imagine you do as a writer is, I mean, you don't have time to eat or drink or go to the bathroom. You have to just get up and immediately start typing.
You wake up and emerge with, I have so many thoughts.
And you just
I sit
immediately
like
type.
straight up like a vampire, and my arms just come forward, and I'm like type.
Is that not how it works? Okay, so I want to talk about laptops. So, do either of you have a guess
gosh.
when the first laptop was created?
Okay, I have a clarifying question.
Okay. Not the first commercially useful one, the first laptop in portable computer in
Okay,
general.
that's what I was going to say. Is it specifically laptop, or is it portable or like personal computer?
Yes, the first portable computer.
I'm gonna say 1960.
Okay. Christopher?
I was really thinking right in that same area. Okay, just to be a little bit different. Oh, I'm gonna go 65.
No, it was 1979.
Oh well, you know what? That's silly.
Man,
I thought that was gonna be the trick.
you got us.
I thought that I was like getting ahead of the game. Like
Yeah.
1979 is exactly when you'd think.
I did the opposite. But the first commercially viable machine, however, was the IBM PC
Yeah, in
convertible,
88.
which was introduced in 1986.
Oh, dang it! I went for it again.
In March, right?
I just went for it confidently.
I just thought maybe we could talk about just the sheer fucking power of this machine.
Oh, I love to.
So, y'all, we are running on an 8088 microprocessor. What is that?
Microprocessor.
I don't even know.
We don't know.
Oh, God, that's got to stop, bud.
Sorry, I was trying to do like a cool advertisement. Keep going.
Do you have any clue how much memory you think this thing had?
In fairness, I don't know how much memory my actual computer that I'm using right now has.
I want to go something like 25 kilobytes.
It was 256 kilobytes, so a little step up.
Yeah.
Do you want to know, you have USB ports, and some computers still, mine doesn't, but some computers still have disk drives and power charging ports. You want to know what these had on the side? They had 2 3.5-inch floppy drives.
Can I just say, I miss the floppy drive.
Don't we all?
Yeah.
For so many different reasons. One, it's just like a fun part of history that so many people will never know. Two, it's not floppy, but it's called floppy. And that just brings me so much joy.
Well, the disk itself is floppy. It's just all
Not
you remember is
really.
the case.
What? Oh, the disc, it's...
Yeah,
Is that
inside.
what it is?
Yeah, inside it, if you pull it back, you can touch the disk and fuck it up, like I used to do.
Oh. Well, that's an interesting thing.
You've just blown my mind
Yeah.
because I thought the whole thing was the disc.
No,
Me too.
And they were just using a word wrong because it was square.
You know that metal slidey part at the top?
Yeah.
When it went in the machine, that would slide over and it would read the disc that's inside that was made out of like plastic, thin plastic.
I'm doing very well at this segment.
It's
Because
you're
you're
doing
like,
great.
What year was this? And I'm like, wait, what is a disc?
Me and Courtney both assumed that it should have been called Stiffy Drive instead of floppy.
Try.
Ooh, Stiffy Drive. I don't like that at all.
That's one of the sponsors of NASCAR. You never heard of that?
Oh, well, all I could think was, are you driving soft? Stiffy Drive. Like, I don't like that at all. It did have a software suite that could have basic word processing, an appointment calendar, a telephone and address book, and a calculator. So they were rolling in it. It was
nice.
doing really good.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Do you want to guess how much it weighed?
64
gosh.
pounds.
Jesus Christ!
400 tons. No, I'm going to go with... I'm going to go like 25 pounds.
It was 12 pounds. But when
Gosh.
you add in that my MacBook Air weighs less than a pound,
I'm I'm honestly impressed that it was only 12 pounds. I expected it was going to be like an entire, like it was going to be a portable computer, but technically it was still going to be on like wheels, you know?
Right.
Like I used to have, so like when I was like 5, I had one of those like word processor, like little kid computers that like lit up, and it was like huge and heavy, and like that's how I'm picturing this computer. I was also picturing it in 1960, and I was also picturing like all this other stuff. So what I'm saying is, fine.
And last but not least,
Courtney, you and me, we've invented the Stiffy drive. That's gonna we're bringing it back.
Yeah.
Can y'all tell me how much you think this sold for?
Ooh, you said 86?
86.
I'm going $8,000.
Jesus.
I'm going 2,000.
You were closer, Courtney. It was 3,500.
Well, it helped when you also gave it away by laughing at my obscene number.
Well, $8,000. I mean, all right.
Okay. This is 86 where everything was super expensive when it came to technology. So that's why, I don't know, whatever. I'll win the next thing.
All right, well,
if we're even winning.
It's not really a game. It's just a discussion. And now we're going to get less into the specs of everything and more into the weird and interesting history of products. So the next thing Courtney does, of course, after she types up the latest article for the New York Times, because that's where you write now, in this world I've created.
Yep.
Now, you're going to have to blow that nose. Because, I mean... You can't be sitting there.
Who knows what could be in there?
So another laptop.
Thank you for that.
I take my laptop and I just like blow my nose into it.
It's
your and I throw it away.
Was the nose pun purposeful?
Me?
You said who knows what could be in there.
It wasn't. It wasn't on purpose.
That wasn't on purpose? You're brilliant.
Oh, you got us. You little booger. Oh, that was on purpose.
Oh, little booger. Y'all are cute. Okay. So Kleenex. Not facial tissue, but Kleenex.
Proper brand name. Kleenex.
Yes. What year do you think they were invented? Or introduced, I guess.
I am going 46.
Okay.
1946, for clarification.
I'm going 1967.
Kleenex were introduced in 1924.
Well, what the shit? Why was anyone using handkerchiefs then? That's disgusting.
Gosh. Handkerchiefs are really gross. My dad used to carry
nasty.
one, and I was always just like, no, thank you, Dad.
Okay, in defense of Courtney, though, what is grosser, using a handkerchief for a tissue or using a laptop for a tissue?
I'm gonna say the handkerchief.
Okay, you can wash one.
You can wash a laptop.
Yeah, you can't put a laptop in your pocket.
Yeah, exactly.
Plus, you wouldn't want to because it's covered in snot, apparently.
So let's just talk about a little bit of the history of Kleenex, y'all. Facial tissue has been used for centuries in Japan in the form of washi, or Japanese tissue, which was described.
They would do that perfectly.
Oh my God, y'all! It was described in this 17th century European account of the voyage of Hasakura Senuga. Here we go. They blew their noses in soft, silky papers the size of a hand, which they never used twice, so that they would throw them on the ground after usage, and they were delighted to see our people around them precipitate themselves to pick them up.
Okay, hold on. I love this idea of like these like badass people are just sitting there and they're just blowing their nose and they throw it on the ground and then they look at and they're like, look at these idiots. They're just picking up our snot rags.
That's a power move. Just like now you pick it up.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yes, it
I'm
reminds me.
taking my small silky hand, or was it small silky towel that's the size of my hand?
Soft, silky papers the size of a hand.
Soft silky papers.
It's very much got that feeling of like, okay, so there's a lot of problematic stuff in these movies, but I do love the man. Mel Brooks, History of the World Part 1. There is an entire scene where there's a French monarch, and every time he needs to pee, he just goes, piss boy. And somebody brings a bucket to him.
I feel like Soft Silky Papers is the name of the erotic novel that I would want to write, where I'm just, where Mr. Johnson, the English professor, stays late one afternoon. Okay, I haven't got any further than that.
Yes, Chris, tell me more about your education-themed porn novel. Please, go ahead.
I love your porn about staying late at work just to get some stuff done.
Chris, I don't think...
Mr. Johnson is a workaholic. They're really...
Mr. Johnson has bad work-life balance.
Chris, I'm
but
going to
his paper is so silky.
I'm going to need for us to just sit here for a second because I need to hear what's going to happen next. So what happens next in your plot outline?
You assume that you know where it's going, but you would be wrong. One night, Mr. Johnson has stayed up extra late. He's missed the touch of another person, but no one's around. He then realizes that one of the pieces of paper seems to be softer than usual.
Oh, Mr. Johnson.
He rubs the paper across his face, leaving him with 7 separate paper cuts. He realizes this paper bites back. And then it's just a story about a guy falling in love with paper.
Okay, so it's like a weird 50 Shades of Grey, but with the paper.
50
pages of gray.
There you go.
Nice. Yeah, I was trying to figure out what would be. Yeah, there's something there. I'm gonna keep thinking about it. Keep going, Steve.
Guys, rewind. 50 sheets of gray. 50 sheets of gray.
Oh, there we go.
I didn't say the other thing. I said the better thing first.
Yeah, the better thing was the one you said. That's what I heard.
Yeah.
Yep. Well done.
Someone else said the other thing. I don't know who that bitch was.
That was me.
Okay.
I'll take blame for it.
I do need you to know that according to Kimberly-Clark, which is the company that makes Kleenex, according to their own account of the history, the material used in Kleenex, a malleable and thin cellucotton, was found remarkably effective as a cotton substitute for dressing wounds and filtering air coming into gas masks. I don't like it.
Good for you,
I don't think
Kleenex.
that would be that effective for filtering out gas, but maybe.
I don't like it.
Have you ever tried to clean up anything with a Kleenex and it just falls apart? That would be terrible for dressing a wound.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Have you ever tried to dress a wound with Kleenex?
Not recently.
Mr. Johnson has. Sorry,
Let's talk more about those papers.
And he failed.
Well, you know what Mr. Johnson and I'm imagining Courtney like to do after a long, hard day at work? They're going to go home and pop open a bottle of wine.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Right? And so I want to talk about the corkscrew.
Okay.
And I'm not going to lie to you. I put this one in here because I didn't feel like researching another item, but it's not that interesting. So the first spiral bottle openers were most likely variations on screw-shaped musket cleaning devices known as gunworms.
Yep.
Prior to that time, a bit of corking material was left above the bottle's rim to make it easier to remove. So the steel worm was developed in the 1680s.
You didn't let us guess.
But it wasn't until when
that
the first corkscrew came along.
First off, when you said that it was like a musket thing, I thought, maybe they used to just shoot the tops off of the bottles.
It's a very different type of bar fight where they just say...
times were different. I don't know.
Take this Chardonnay, you son of a bitch.
I just like the idea of being such a clean shot. You literally just shoot the top of the bottle off and it's like, now you can have a drink.
That is the litmus test to see if you can drink in the 1700s.
Well, I was going to guess in the 1600s for the original thing, but now with...
No, I have an exact year, and I'm going to need an exact year for the first corkscrew.
Like in the sense of it was used specifically for opening.
Yeah, well, the first true corkscrew was introduced.
Okay, I'm going to go... People loved wine even in the olden times.
The olden times?
So I feel like... okay. Here's a clarifying question. Did you specifically say that the... What did you call it? The something worm? Steel worm? Is that what you said?
The steel worm.
Did you specifically say that the steel worm was invented before the corkscrew?
I did say the steel worm developed in the 1680s changed that, but it wasn't until blank.
Okay. 1724.
Okay. Courtney?
1863.
You're both about equidistant apart. It is actually 1795.
Gosh.
The year of our Lord.
The steel worm is the name of my erotic novel.
Oh
that I'm
my
writing.
gosh.
Tell us more.
Yes.
Tell us more. Like, does he have a car? Go ahead. Tell me more.
It's a robot, isn't it? It's a robot with a steel Mr. Johnson.
Mr. Johnson was staying late at work.
Mr. Johnson.
And then he had a steel worm. And he fucked the worm. The end.
Hers is better.
He ran out all of his paper and had to find something else.
Insert Inchy, the steel worm.
And he did.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. I've been watching a show on Netflix about the most dangerous animals in the world. Some of them are worm-like, and now I'm just like having terrible images of like, oh no. Oh, that
Gosh.
poor man, Mr. Johnson.
Mr. Johnson.
No.
Please, sir.
No. You're giving too much sympathy to Mr. Johnson.
I think you're giving too much credit
Mr.
to
Johnson has some proclivities.
Yeah. Also, hey, just don't work so late, Mr. Johnson. Go to the
Go
bar.
home.
Find
You know-
someone.
Go home, Mr. Johnson.
If we have any
Go
children
on now,
listening
get
out
Mr.
there,
Johnson.
just any young folks listening, and your parents are like, what are you listening to? I'm going to go ahead and advise you, if you want to continue listening to our show, the correct answer is not to tell your parents you're listening to three grown people talk about a man fucking a worm. Just don't do it.
Ooh, we have to give them like a cool cover for what they're actually. So we're talking about history. So, so it's like this really cool history podcast where you like learn about like the invention of things. You don't understand it, Mom. Gross.
There you go.
Yeah, just play that exact statement.
We are now on the How Stuff Works network. No. Okay. So, also, just for funsies, the corkscrew was patented by a minister.
Well, they drink the wine in the church.
Oh, yeah. And
Church
also
wine.
after the church.
And also after the church.
Before the church, during church, and after church.
During church. They just have like a flask in the Bible up there.
Wine in the morning, wine in the evening, wine during mass time.
Are you singing the Bagel Bites theme?
Yeah,
Because I went to Catholic school, I used to sing it. Jesus in the morning, Jesus in the evening, Jesus at supper time. When Jesus is on a bagel, you can eat Jesus every time.
I like it.
That was my subversive grade school humor.
All right, I do have a quick question. Which
Sure.
is fancier, Jesus on
Iggy
a
Azalea.
bagel or cucumber sandwiches?
Cucumber sandwiches. No respect to Jesus
Cucumber
Christ.
sandwiches are more elegant. Jesus on a bagel. I mean, if he's wearing a monocle on a bagel.
Jesus on a bagel. Because I'm picturing a tiny
if-
Jesus wearing a
if-
monocle and a top hat
With a
riding
top
on a
hat.
bagel.
and then like he looks at you, Courtney, and says, "Me be with you, ma'am."
Oh my
Enjoy
god! No,
this
you know what he
band.
says? You know what he says, Chris? He says, "Pizza be with you."
Oh, okay,
that was
okay.
a rough one. I'm sorry.
It wasn't as good as mine because he said, "Me be with you," as in Jesus be with you.
Yeah, that was rough. I'm gonna move on. So I have two more here. Let's talk about the history of the toothbrush. So, because that's what you do next in your day. It's time for bed. You've had your wine. You need to do a toothbrush. And when do you
You're
think
going to do a toothbrush.
you're gonna do a toothbrush?
Mr. Johnson's back again. He finally went home because Courtney told him to. She had no idea what he had in mind.
Quip, if you're listening, by the way, getquip.com/adulting would be perfect for this. Well, hey, Christopher, the toothbrush as we know it now, when was it invented?
I am going to get... Steven, you don't think I know this? Steven, I have consistently been able to immediately just spout out the exact answers for something. And the modern toothbrush, as
You're
we
stalling.
all know it, has always been 1831.
Okay, Courtney?
It was never invented. It was always here. It just appeared from the ancient
It was
ooze.
inside of us the whole
No gods,
time.
no kings, just toothbrush.
In the beginning, there was toothbrush.
Okay, well, both of you are wrong.
Oh, well, that's pretty consistent so far.
So, in order to tell you the exact year that it was invented, I'm going to have to walk you through a little bit of the history of the brush. But the first patent on a toothbrush was in 1857.
Okay, 1831, that's not horrible.
But you're over 100 years off on when it was actually introduced as we know it today.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. So the toothbrush as we know it today was
rubber,
not
you're glue.
invented until 1938. However, early forms of the toothbrush have been in existence since 3000 BC.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Really, the toothbrush has always been here. No gods, no kings,
I
just
was,
toothbrush.
yeah. I'm not wrong.
All right, this is what I think the original toothbrush was, okay? So, you know those little... What I don't even know what they are. They're all over North Carolina. I don't know if they're across the country or not. There's these things that fall from the trees.
Deer? Squirrels?
No, there's these little, like, brown spiky balls.
Yes.
What are those things?
Gumballs.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's...
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Well, anyway, so you take one of those, you put it on a stick, and you just scrape the enamel. Wait. Oh, not the enamel. Sorry.
Scrape your enamel off. In my mind, everything was corn cobs. Before it was so the toothbrush was a corn cob.
Well, I can tell
Toilet paper was a corn cob.
You know, wait, were we all just corn cobs at one point or another?
I can tell you, ancient civilizations used a chew stick, which was a
like
thin
like
twig.
a dog.
Yeah, kind of.
Oh,
It was a thin twig with a frayed
That's
end.
nice.
These chew sticks were rubbed against the teeth.
so I'm not completely off.
You're not, but the bristle toothbrush, similar
Sticky
to the
ball.
type that is used today, was not invented until 1498 in China. The bristles were actually the stiff, coarse hairs taken from the back of a hog's neck
Oh, good.
Wow.
and attached to the
I
handles
feel
made
like
of
this
bone.
toothbrush was invented a whole bunch of times.
Yes. It was
Everyone's
Yeah.
just taking credit for it.
You really know what it
Their-
was.
With their hog stick in their mouth.
You know it's important when people from around the world at different times are like, damn, that dude's breath is so bad. We are going to invent something to fix this.
and
I
we're going to
think
use
a lot
hair from a
about-
pig.
I think a lot about the fact that every period in history smelled disgusting.
Oh, yes. Including
Hold on.
this one.
Hold on. For clarification, time period
Oh, God.
or that special time in every woman's life?
And you know what?
Both.
They had to use corn cobs.
Both.
Wait, really?
I actually.
I just assume.
Actually,
I'm
no
just
joke.
assuming.
No joke. Actually, very similar. You take one of those sticky balls and a stick. No, I'm joking. That's horrible.
Sticky
I'm so
balls
sorry.
is
I'm sorry.
Sticky Balls is
The entire
my
inside
adult
of my
novel.
body just cringed on itself.
Yeah, I
saying,
also
ran off
my
cringed
body
after
and
saying
left.
that.
Oh my
Mr.
God.
Johnson found a sticky ball outside his backyard.
All right, moving on to the last one, because I have a feeling there's a term in here that's going to be my adult novel.
Okay.
So let's say you brush your teeth and you're like, you know what? Courtney's feeling a little rebellious. Little midnight snack.
Yeah, she is.
Little midnight snack.
That
The
sounded
Midnight
weird. I'm
Snack
sorry.
is that the erotic novel?
Oh, no. So what do you reach for? You reach for some, of course, graham
Corn
crackers.
cobs. Oh, graham crackers. Yep.
Okay, graham crackers. This one I know the history, right? Is this the...
Yes, so they were, I can go ahead and give you the era because I don't have an exact date. They were invented in the early 1800s by a Presbyterian minister named Sylvester Graham. Chris and Courtney, I'm going to need to know, why did he invent them?
He invented it because people were horny, and he wanted to make a treat for them that would make them not horny.
Okay, Chris.
Okay. The amount of confidence you said that means one of two things. That you just went for it, or you have a strange amount of knowledge about graham crackers. Either way, it's intimidating. And I'm going to go with a boring answer. He ran out of normal communion stuff. So he made flat Jesus bread.
Well,
Flat Jesus.
bread?
Yeah.
Okay, so the tasty and crummy s'mores bookends weren't always as delicious as their current midday snack. In fact, they were first introduced by a Presbyterian minister named Sylvester Graham as part of a special diet that was meant to curb carnal urges and served as an anti-masturbation tool.
Well, two things. One, how did you know this, Courtney? And two,
I have
Mr.
no idea.
Johnson has never had a graham cracker
Exactly.
in his life and
Exactly.
has no interest in one.
Carnal Urges is my adult novel. It's all about him and a graham cracker.
So
It's all just fucking graham crackers.
So what?
So good though.
What about it makes you not want to go boom boom?
Well, boom boom means poop. But okay.
It can mean multiple things.
Okay. Well, Chris, so the popular theory of the era speculated that you could reduce your sexual appetite by simply eating the then controversial vegetarian diet and by eating bland food. It did not work.
Yeah. I just imagine, I feel really bad if someone else made the graham cracker and they said, who's the ugliest dude I know that would definitely make no one want to kiss him? I said graham dude. Let's just call it graham cracker. That's what I feel bad about. That's
I
probably
feel
what it
like
was.
that's how cornflakes were invented as well. It was like, let's make a boring food that will make people not want to bang.
All right.
Yeah.
Kellogg's Company, I hope you're listening. Shots fired at cornflakes.
I think that I'm telling you, I think that that's true.
Well, here's
I
the
think
thing, Courtney. What
cornflakes-
I'm
about
not being funny,
cornflakes?
haha. I'm being funny serious.
What about cornflakes doesn't make you want to bone?
I've boned more cornflake boxes than I
The box?
the box.
Just the logistics of that blows my mind.
Yeah.
Wait, do you like cornflakes on a real note?
I don't like cereal. I mean, I like cereal like as a concept. I don't like milk,
Gotcha.
and I
gotcha,
don't
gotcha.
like cereal enough
Steven's walking away.
to
He's
like
upset. But
do it. Yeah.
yeah, no, I understand. I just. Oh, wow.
Oh, he like legit left.
Seems like he punched a wall or something.
Yeah.
You
I'm
okay,
sorry.
man?
Hi, I'm back. I just needed to get that out. You don't like cereal, you say?
It's
I
milk.
mean, like cereal is fine. It's the milk that I don't want to mess with.
Any sort
Is
of milk
this-
substitute? Almond milk? Soy milk?
any milk
Like,
or no?
I just don't want. I don't want. It's a
Cashew
whole
milk?
lot of to do.
Chocolate milk? Apple milk?
I don't want apple milk.
It's just juice.
Hey, you know what's a really funny word, guys? Nut milk. I just think it's important to
It
say.
is.
All right. Well, we're going to go talk about nut milk, but we'll be right back with a little more Is This Adulting?
This week is sponsored by Nut Milk.
Mr.
Also
Johnson.
sponsors
Mr. Johnson.
sponsors
Look.
Mr. Johnson's Erotic Tales and NASCAR.
Mr. Johnson poured himself a nice, cool glass of nut milk.
Nut Milk.
Oh, my God.
I am OMG Nut Milk Boy.
Okay, for real. We'll be right back. I'm leaving all that in. Hey, everybody. Best friend number one, Stephen Pappas here, breaking in with your weekly podcast recommendation. So, this week, I'm recommending The Adventure Zone because for some reason, I've never recommended it before. So if any of you have listened to this show, you know how much we love The Adventure Zone. Maybe we have recommended it before. Who knows? But it's a fantastic show. We love it so much. It's an actual play D&D podcast, or at least it was in the first season, which is the Balance Arc. It is hosted by Griffin, Justin, Travis, and Clint McElroy. And they play just the best good boy characters that you're gonna love. And when I say they play the characters, I mean that Travis, Justin, and Clint play a character, and then Griffin plays every character, literally. But it's so much fun. It opens so many doors for me and Chris emotionally that we were maybe not ready to open at the time. But it has done so much for us. So definitely check it out. I mean, hey, I'm getting an Adventure Zone sleeve. Like, come on. It's got to be that good. So check it out, and you will be so happy you did. Back to the show. Thank you for going along with our Johnson stories. That's
Of course. Nope.
No, I'm sorry for that. Hey, we're back. I did it. I ruined everything.
He
So
did.
now it's lots of Johnson talk. So
Congratulations.
anyway, it's time for the game.
Oh, yeah.
Christopher, what game are we playing this week? I believe it's an old one that I'm very, very bad at.
Well, is it officially an old one now? It's gone away from being the new favorite to it's a well-known liked game.
It's been almost 20 episodes since we debuted it. I think it's an old favorite now.
I guess that's true. Okay, well, the game is called Human Thesaurus. It's very, very.
We couldn't think of anything
It's
better.
very nifty. So this is what happens. I'm going to give you 10 seconds, and I'm going to have you name as many alternatives as possible. But it's not going to be something simple like, "Hey, name another word for Kleenex." No. That's child's play. This is adults playing. And so it's going to be a little bit harder than that. And so each round, I'll start and I'll give you have to name 3 alternatives of something, okay? You get 10 seconds to do it, so it's not easy. Next round, you have to name 4, but you still only get 10 seconds. And then the final round, you have to try and name 5, still 10 seconds. Now, look, we count the points. If you don't get all of them, doesn't mean you don't get a point. We count all the points that that I will consider a valid substitute for that word or that phrase, okay?
I'm so scared.
You should be.
You should be.
But before that, Steven, there's something that we kind of do every time we play Human Thesaurus. Is that right?
Yeah, that's all you, bud.
I don't remember the full theme song, but I just remember Human Thesaurus, making up words is sometimes cool. That wasn't the song. I just made up the last line. I apologize.
That's about all it is.
Yeah, it's not that great, but it's something different just for all you kids out there. All right, here we go. So we'll just pretend I didn't say those things.
Okay.
So we're going to do it this way. We're going to try and be nice. We're going to give you a chance to kind of see how it's done, Courtney. Mm-hmm. And so we're going to start with Steven. Steven,
Yep.
Are you ready?
God, this is so bad. I only need to name 3?
3 things, okay? And remember, the time won't start until I have finished the entire sentence. So I'm going to give you as much time as possible.
Okay.
Steven, I would like you to name 3 subtle ways to tell someone that they have something in their teeth.
You've got something in your teeth? Is that no? What up, spinach? You gotta where that toothpick at? I don't know.
Okay, so let's go through some of those answers. The first one,
I'm so bad at it.
I would actually like to ask the question: if do you know the definition of subtle? Because the ways that you went it was the first one was you have something in your teeth, which is I would say that's literal, not so much subtle. Mm-hmm. The second one, I'm going to give you the second one, and that's hey, what up, spinach? It's a little aggressive and not necessarily subtle, but it is technically an alternative way, so I'll do that.
Yeah.
And the third one, maybe I'm just feeling generous, so I'm going to at least let you. I'm going to say, even though you didn't finish the answer, that I will let you say the whole answer again. Now, the problem is I don't know if I want to give it to you because I think it was who do you toothpick at? I think that was what you said.
I believe the answer was where the toothpick at. It didn't go well. Mm-hmm. I don't deserve that point.
Okay.
I was so delighted by what up, spinach.
Yeah. It was a good second one too. I'm
going to change your contact info in my phone to spinach. And anytime,
perfect.
Courtney. Anytime we have a business call or anything in the future, I'm just gonna. If you call me, I will pick up and be like, "What up, spinach?"
Okay, Courtney, it's your turn. Okay. You don't have to worry. The score right now is 1-0, so it's
not hard to beat me.
And honestly, it pretty much stays a low score every time we play this game. So, all right. So remember, this time you have to name 3 or as many as you can. And the timer does not start until I have finished the phrase, okay? Mm-hmm. Courtney, I would like you to name 3 pieces of advice to give someone who is going through puberty.
Don't touch it in public. Don't put toothpaste on your face. That's a lie.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to give you... okay, so let's go for a minute. I thought you were going with a theme and everything was going to be, down there. And so I was like, I don't know what you're about to say, but that's not advice I've ever heard.
So when I was pubescent, I heard that if you put toothpaste on zits, it clears the zits up.
Courtney, I've heard that too.
That's not true.
I have done that myself, and I just looked like a moron with crest on my face.
Yeah.
And yeah. So, okay, you did 2. The first one was...
Don't touch it in public.
It was as simple as don't touch it in public. Okay.
Which I feel like is good advice for anyone, an adult, a child, anyone.
I would agree. I would definitely agree with that. I think we as a podcast can we can advocate that is something.
We're taking a hard stance that if you're taking a hard stance, don't do that. Don't touch it in public.
Definitely don't touch it in public, too. All right, so...
Keep your floppy disk in the case.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
In the hard drive? No.
Hey now.
You're an all-star? Anyway.
Yeah. And you only end up doing 2, but I'm going to give you the second because that is a very true statement. Don't put toothpaste on your face because you get really excited when you're like anxious. You're like, I'll do anything to just get this horrible, gross thing away, and it doesn't work. So because of that, the score is 2-1. So guess what? You thought you were off the hook, Courtney, but now we're starting back with you this time.
Oh shit! Okay.
I know. All right, so are you ready? Remember, you still only get 10 seconds, but now you have to name 4.
I couldn't name 3, so
You're right. The odds wouldn't be in your favor, as some might say. Here we go. I want to hear you say 4 slogans that Tony the Tiger turned down for Frosted Flakes.
they're fine. This won't make you horny. Mr. Johnson's Happy Snacks. The end.
Okay, well, I think we did find the name of this episode, which is...
Yeah, Mr. Johnson's Happy Snacks. I'm getting a pen and paper right now.
I want the Happy Snacks, I want it to have, instead of an S, a Z at the end. I don't know why. I just feel like that would be Mr. Johnson style. All right, so let's start with... some might say that you understand the definition of subtle better than Steven because your first one was, they're fine. That's a great one. That's really good. I'm sorry. Actually, that's a fine one. If I'm going to be,
It's fine.
Going to be accurate. So yeah, that was great. And then the next one, you said they won't make you horny. Is that right?
They won't make
Because
you horny.
cornflakes.
Cornflakes.
Yeah. Wait, hold on. What Frosted
Well,
would, wouldn't they?
yeah, I guess they would.
Watch out, parents.
All right, I'm gonna not give you that one, but I am gonna give you Mr. Johnson's Happy Snacks because that makes me feel uncomfortable on multiple levels, and so because of that, you definitely get a point. And so with that is now 3-1. Steven, it's gonna be a runaway if you don't bring back a little bit here. Okay.
I gotta get it going. Okay.
Okay. Remember, it's 4 this time. I want you to name 4 compliments that are appropriate to give someone's grandmother.
Nice ass, Granny. Those are some really clean dentures. Okay. Nice biscuit recipe. I'm so happy I could push your wheelchair.
Push her wheel? What did she do to you?
No, like push it for her.
Okay, no, it just sounded like you're trying to just like shove Grandy down a staircase. That sounds horrible. That is not a compliment. So here are your first ones. The first one was, I don't know if we can say it's appropriate. I guess it depends on whose grandmother you're speaking to, but you just said nice ass Granny, I think. Is that correct?
Yeah. Yes. Don't kink shame anybody. Don't yuck anybody's yum.
That's not what I'm trying to do, but what I am saying is all I can do is use my personal grandmother as a reference, and my grandmothers I don't think would prefer being called that. And so it is a compliment, but it's not necessarily I'm going to have to give it appropriate. However, the next 2, those are some good dentures or clean dentures.
Those are some very clean dentures.
You know what? It's appropriate. It's socially, I don't know if it's appropriate, but it's technically appropriate. So I'm going to definitely give you that one. And I can't give you the third one because it was a threat, not a compliment.
That was the 4th.
What was the third one?
The third one was I really liked your biscuit recipe.
Oh, you're right. I'm so sorry. I'm going to give you that one too. You're right. So it's 3-3. But you're
It was vaguely euphemistic.
That's kind of what was nice about it. That
Yeah.
was
You got me.
Yeah, but the 4th one was not. It was just I'm going to shove you in your wheelchair like down.
I was actually
the
just
stairs.
saying thank you for letting me push your wheelchair.
Well, that's not really a compliment, though.
No, I
That's
know.
congratulating yourself.
Also, that's not what you said, Stephen. You said I'm going to push your wheelchair. is what you said.
Rewind the tape, ladies, gentlemen, and friends beyond the binary. The record will show that I said, thank you for letting me push your wheelchair.
Okay, so you just thanked her before you shoved her down the stairs. Is what
At least I was
Thank
polite.
you for letting me do this. Or thank you for not screaming when I do this. Okay, either way, it's tied. It's 3-3. So, Steven, it's now back to you.
I forgot.
All right?
Okay.
So, it's tied. Now it's 5 you have to try and name.
That's not going to happen.
I know. And so you have to try and do the best you can. But it's at the same time, the more you list, the better you have a chance of getting a point.
They're all going to be filthy.
Well, wait until you see what it is that you have to do. You have 10 seconds once again. 5 is the number this time. So, Steven, I would like you to name 5 less common ways that you can die on the Oregon Trail video game.
Your leg got blown off by a buffalo. Gored by a buffalo.
Steven, you really, really put all of the eggs in one basket. And that basket was a buffalo carrying a gun. I wouldn't suggest that's the best camp to die on. But,
no. Here, I'm going to go canon here. The buffalo ate the dynamite, and then when you were hunting the buffalo, you got too close.
It was literally an exploding buffalo.
The buffalo blew up, and then you died.
I just imagine this person comes up right to the buffalo, and they're like, you know what? I'm going to shoot this thing close up just to show who's boss. And then they shoot it, and then everyone dies. Some might say, thank you for letting me die. Is that what you would say, Steve? I'm just going along with your normal threats. But so let's see here. You said that is a less common way to die on the Oregon Trail. So I'm going to definitely give you that one. The second one, you never really got out. I just heard the word buffalo, and I'm not going to give you all buffalo-related deaths. I'm going to give you one for now. And so because of that, it's 4-3. So, Courtney, so here's the thing. All you need is to do 2 to win.
Okay.
You need to do the math, Steven?
No, I was trying to do the math, but
it's currently 4-3. So math would say if she gets 1, she has 4, and if she gets 2, she has more than 4.
You know,
and
who
that's
we
good
have to
math
ask
corner,
about
everyone.
math?
Mr. Johnson.
Mr. Johnson.
The math professor.
Okay, he's at math now.
Oh, I thought he was a math professor to begin with.
English, come on.
Oh, because of his soft silky paper. Silky?
Yeah.
Silky.
Silky papers.
Oh, man. That's also a less than common way to die on the Oregon Trail. By cut from silky papers. All right. So it's down to the wire. This is your game to either win or lose. All the pressure is intended to be put on right now.
Mr. Johnson's happy snack. Sorry, it just hit me again.
So you have 10 seconds to name 5 things. Are you ready?
Yes.
Name 5 other names to call someone on their birthday.
Dave, Steve, Mark, Bill.
I'll be honest with you. When I prepared this game, I was prepared for many things. Believe it or not, I think I may have been more prepared for the death by buffalo gunshot than what you just gave me. And that was just...
I was literally on the floor laughing.
Human names.
I don't know
so here's
I
the
don't
thing.
know what the alternate is. That what name would you call them on their birthday anyway?
Buckaroo.
I'm sorry. I'm still just so thrown off. I will say this though. You know what? I feel torn because both.
Those are names.
That's not what I was thinking. But by the letter of the law, you technically did give me other names. And if it was my birthday and someone said Dave, or what were the other names?
Steve.
Steve, but then you gave I don't even remember what they were. So I'm going to have to give it to you. So congratulations, you won.
Thank you.
Wow. That threw me off. But that was amazing. So
Thank you.
So happy birthday, Daves.
And Steve.
All you out there.
Steve.
Oh my God. Well, I think we killed Courtney.
Yeah, we did. By Buffalo.
By Buffalo.
Well.
All right. Well, we are going to transition into the final topic of the night, which is just a total 180 from what just happened. We're going to have a little more serious conversation because that's what we do here. We make the laughs and then we get real.
Make it weird and then make it weird.
Yeah,
exactly.
We transition far too fast for social norms.
Mm-hmm. That's the goal. It's just we like to bring it down and make you all feel your feelings after we just said things like happened, where literally Courtney is still wiping tears out of her eyes, and I was for a good long while. So, but then we like to just transition into things that are going to make us all wipe tears out of our eyes in a little more serious way.
That's true.
Get your silky papers.
Get those papers out because you're going to need to cuddle them.
Not you, Mr. Johnson.
Not you, no.
There's been enough, Mr. Johnson. Get out of here. Go on now, get.
What's I almost said Gary, but that was a presidential candidate, wasn't it?
Gary
Johnson?
Oh, sorry. I thought you were just talking about President Gary.
Yeah. What's Mr. Johnson's first name?
Hey, everybody. I run on the platform of being cool. I'm Gary. President Gary.
Oh, my gosh. All right. Well, let's depress everybody. No, I'm just kidding. We like to have serious conversations.
Yeah.
But, having serious conversations, and mixing it with the humor we've had is part of what we do on the show. So for any of you who are new and who've made it this far, welcome. We switch from happy to funny. Nope. Happy to funny is not a hard switch. We switch from happy to serious very quickly because, that's what we do here. We like to make you feel all the feelings. So the last topic of tonight or tomorrow or the next day, whenever you're listening to this, is going to be Courtney's topic, which has changed a little bit since she and I first spoke about it. And so a few weeks ago, we had on Julia Morizawa from The Bright Sessions and hopefully Pure the Series, which they are crowdfunding. So I think the fund is over by now, but if it is not, check out journeytotheannex.com and try to support that series because Briggan Snow, who's been on the show, and Julia Morizawa are both part of that, and it looks like it's going to be an amazing project. But we spoke with Julia about addiction. And she discussed she was 11 years clean, narcotics addict. And so we spoke with her about addiction. And so I do want to say before we go into it, same thing that we did there. There are going to be some trigger warnings and content warnings. So if you have any trouble with the discussion of addiction, maybe skip this one if it's going to be triggering for you. I encourage you to stick around and listen to the chat. But at the same time, we want to make sure that you are taking care of yourself the best you can. So if that is not a safe topic for you, then maybe come back when you've reached a point where it is. So in my discussion of addiction, is that going to be the only trigger warning here, or should we throw out some others?
Eating disorder, probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, we will throw those out. And just for discussion, anytime I have a serious discussion that revolves around life and things, I will often include self-harm in there in case I bring that up. So, cool. All right. Well, with that being said, let's get started.
Let's do this. Yeah, my husband has had addiction issues, our whole relationship, and I've only ever heard stories and seen movies and read books that are focused on the person with the addiction. I kind of had no point of reference going into being the partner. Mm-hmm. Because it's hard in a way that I wouldn't have necessarily expected. It's really hard to watch this person you love go through what they're going through. But it's also the thing I didn't realize would happen was feeling like I'm not, the way that I put it, I'm not the star of my own story.
Yeah.
I am my entire adult life has been revolving around this person and their issues. And I'm just along for the ride. I'm just a passenger on someone else's struggle. And it's really hard. And for a long time, I put myself, my career, I kind of martyred it because there wasn't enough room for me. He was so big, there wasn't room for me. All I could be was like supportive and sad. It was a combination of feeling like only I could save him. And also like anything I did could like make him relapse, or I just like I had to be quiet and still, basically. Like,
Gosh.
not out of like, he's not a controlling, abusive person at all. He's a wonderful person. And I think that's something like, this is not a cut and dry thing of like, this is a bad person who did bad things and now like I'm leaving. Like it's not that simple at all, because he's a wonderful person. He's the best. And then there's just this thing that is insurmountable. In our situation, like I do not want anyone to feel like if they are struggling with addiction issues that they're like, that this is a foregone conclusion for them too. It just, for our story, it felt like this was always gonna kind of be the end. I've had to have an exit plan my whole marriage, because he was either gonna die or relapse. And I had to just know that. And it's a weird thing to have to exist where that's your normal. Just like waiting for this person to either break your heart or leave you.
Gosh.
There's also the like my experience, so like people talk a lot about gaslighting. Now, my experience with gaslighting is entirely during those relapses where I'll smell weed, or I'll think he seems sweaty. He seems a little weird. He seems a little off. And it's like, no, I don't smell anything. Or no, it's just really hot in my office. Like I'm constantly like any little hint that I would see of something, I would be very easily convinced, well, that's not the case. And the stuff that I would believe because I wanted for it to not be true is actually like hilarious. So an example is in his car, I found a little, like a tiny jar, like the size of like eye cream that had like white powder in it. Like remnants of it. And I was just like, what the fuck is this? What's going on? He was like, oh, it must be my coworkers. It's probably lip gloss. And I was like, that's not what lip gloss looks like.
Yeah.
Of course it's not. And he was like, oh, no, I talked to my coworker. She keeps her pills in that. And it was a very small thing. It's not the size of putting pills in. But then I thought like, well, my Xanax leaves like powdery residue on the pill bottle. So like that kind of makes sense. And he like showed me a text like where the coworker was just like, oh, that's mine. I'm so sorry. And it's very silly to me now to say like, I believed it. I believed it even after I found out about the relapse. He had to say like, yeah, that wasn't true. And I was like, oh, of course it wasn't true. That's a stupid thing to believe. But I do every time, like, because you want it to be true.
Yeah, of course.
You want to believe the person you love wouldn't lie to you. Right. And I'm not mad. I don't hate him for that. Like, he's very, very sick, and he lied because he knew that his marriage was going to end if he didn't. But there are things that are so big you can't lie about them or hide them. Like they're gonna come out.
Sure.
The best way that I can like describe how I feel now and like the feeling nothing is like it's like a balloon that's been losing air for a really long time. And then it pops. And when it pops, there's like nothing left in it anyway. And that's kind of how I feel now, where I'm just like trying to muster some feelings, but I don't really have any.
Right.
And it's weird. So that's pretty much where I'm at.
Yeah. I think something that I'm curious about, I mean, I feel I've already developed like a friendship with you through this, and now I'm already feeling defensive for you of how do you feel in the midst of trying to process things when you also are processing things with 2 children?
I think that's why, like, the last relapse, I honestly never recovered from that. I think that this has been kind of like a slow march to death, it feels like.
Yeah.
Because last time, we had, I think, probably a 4-year-old and a 1-year-old at the time. And it always happens kind of the same way, where I don't know anything is going on until it's like he tells me I'm really sick and I need to go to rehab. And then he goes to rehab the next day. That's how it's been every time. This time it was different because I was in Los Angeles. I was 2,000 miles away from home, and I couldn't do anything except for just be by myself with my feelings.
Yeah.
But yeah, usually it's just like, here's what's going on. I need to go to rehab. The next day he's gone in rehab, and the only thing I can do is take care of the kids and pretend, like, put on a show for them like it's life is normal and okay. And they know it isn't. Like, my daughter was in preschool last time, and she just knew daddy wasn't home for a while. And that's really, really hard because, like, you're going through this alongside these little kids that don't understand it, and you kind of don't understand it either.
Right.
And it's like, that was hard. And I think that I've never stopped being not okay. So when then this happened, I was already so not okay that, like, I kind of didn't know what else to be.
Sure.
And I mean, it's going to be, no matter what, like, we have 2 little kids, and right now maybe it's naive, but, like, we do have such a strong, powerful friendship. We've been in each other's lives for, 14 years, 15 years. And, like, I feel like we're always going to have that kind of friendship. At the very least, like, a connection where, like, I never wanted the kids to know any of this. Like, not know, like he could tell them and, like, I could have a conversation, but, like, I never wanted them to experience it.
Yeah.
I never wanted them to see this. I never wanted them to feel scared or confused like this. And they have. And that's really hard. And then it leads to, like, was it selfish for us to have kids when we have all this? That's one of, like, the dark, fleeting thoughts I have sometimes. Like, and the best we can do is just, like, be the best people that exactly who they need.
Yeah.
Because they're very, Jules, my daughter, is, she's on the autism spectrum. And she's a very specific child with very specific needs. And she doesn't do well with interruptions to her routine. And I can't imagine a bigger one for her
Sure.
than this is going to be. So it's going to be a long, slow, gradual process. And we'll figure it out when we figure it out.
Are you a person, I'm just curious, Courtney, because we haven't known each other very long. Are you a person who assigns a lot of blame to yourself in situations?
Oh, yeah.
Just from listening to you talk, it seems like you're putting a lot of pressure and a lot of weight on yourself that, you know, and in that situation, I imagine some of that is well placed. And I mean, there's blame on everyone in a situation. It's not just one person's fault. But I wonder if that part of your personality, do you put too much weight on yourself?
And I don't know if I think it's a combination of that I've always kind of been like that. Maybe it's like that Catholic guilt thing. But it's also the codependence has been like so inlaid that in a quest for control over a life that I don't feel any control over, it's like at least blame gives me something to do. Like it implies that I've had any involvement in this, because I mean this, it does take two. And like I know that like things went sideways.
Right.
I know that it's not my fault when he uses. That I know. That I've had to really train myself to believe.
Absolutely.
And that has been a long process, is training
imagine.
myself to believe that. Especially this time, because I know that I've been working so much. I've been traveling so much for work. And it's been a big transition. It's been hard on us. And I feel like I should have been more aware, but I think I was just so far gone that I needed to focus on my work. I needed to have that.
It's, you know, something I wanted to just, I heard you say this towards the beginning of the episode, and I made a mental note because I wanted to come back to it. And, you know, this is me just trying to provide even a small ounce of support. But before even Stephen had asked his question, it was so obvious to me that you spend so much of your life doing everything you can to take care of everyone. Where you were talking about not simply just being the friend to your husband, not simply just being the spouse to your husband, but I think you used the phrase at one point almost like needing to like be the psychologist in a way as well, and needing to be able to be the one that is the accountability buddy and the sponsor and all these things in one, while simultaneously you're being a mom, and you're being a mom to 2 kids, which is stressful as is, and then you're trying to protect them from things. So you're constantly standing out and shielding others by using yourself in the process to take the hits. And that's both an incredibly admirable thing, as well as the image that I was actually talking with a friend recently, and it's kind of been on my mind, is the idea of like this building is starting to fall down, and so someone has to step up and hold it from falling down so everyone else can get out. But the problem is eventually you're tired and you can't be the one to hold the building anymore. And that's when someone else needs to be able to come and say, like, I've got it, so you can get out for a little bit, you know? And so, you know, I just want to say one of the things I'm really grateful about is, one, you're doing something that is often not socially acceptable, which is you're processing and you're allowing yourself to both doubt and ask questions and say things that you know is not true about, like, it's my fault. No, it's not. You know, like you're processing all that stuff. But I think the thing that I especially appreciate is you're doing this in a platform to where even if your kids are not at a place to where they can fully process it now, you're giving them the gift of being able to see, like, you're teaching them what is it like to deal with shit in life instead of just push it down, pretend everything's great, and never process anything. Like you are teaching. I mean, you're teaching me, you're teaching Steven, you're teaching the people that are listening, but also just, it's a beautiful thing to be able to teach your kids that, yes, there's a lot of things in this world that we cannot change and we cannot do anything about. But something that I think we have even seen in this show is it's amazing the power of simply just being honest and vulnerable about how bad you feel. And how that in itself can almost bring more change than the most helpful life coach advice in the entire world. So I just wanted to say, just as I know you are getting support on a regular basis, but still, just as someone that, as an outsider, and I just see you be the human shield for everyone that you care about time and time again, that I'm just very moved and very grateful for people like you. And know that let other people be a shield for you sometimes, because you deserve it.
I mean, it's why it took me until I think almost 30 before I was diagnosed with major depression and generalized anxiety, because I was so focused on this other person and their needs and not on myself. Partially because I was, like, so focused on them and, like, afraid, like, if I do anything, this person's going to fall apart.
Yeah.
But also, I clearly had my own stuff going on that I just wasn't noticing. And then it wasn't until, like, it had always been affecting my health. I've always had, like weird, like, health stuff that was definitely stress-related.
Yeah.
I knew I was a stressed out person. I didn't know that I had, like, an illness that, like, made me stressed. And so, like, finally, my doctor was just like, you have this. And the medication has made, like, a huge, wonderful difference. But, like, it feels like the last, like, 3 years or so has been just figuring out what life looks like when I focus on myself. And that has been a weird transition. And I know that has been a part of things going weird in my marriage. And I feel weird saying that because I don't want to imply that he is, like, the kind of person who doesn't want me to be successful or to thrive. He's a very supportive person.
Yeah.
But after years of me being kind of like a shrinking person, to then, like, kind of course correct and focus, like, hard on myself and, like, put my career first, I'm sure that was hard. And I don't think that I was in a point where I was able to let him tell me about that, because I didn't want to hear after everything we'd been through that I was focusing on myself when I'd never focused on myself before.
Yeah.
Right.
Something that you're speaking about, I think there are a lot of people who are going to be able to resonate with what you're saying that don't specifically have the experience of a loved one who struggles with addiction. Because the thing that you're talking about is the gift and the curse of being a caretaker and it's something that we've talked about both in times where, whether it's mental health, whatever it might be, to disease or illnesses, to you see adults who are taking care of their very elderly parents, and it's day in and day out. It's something that I think that you're being able to speak to, and I am just very grateful for, because I know that there are people who are listening right now that even if they don't know specifically what does it mean, to the fear of anything you do might potentially be a trigger that causes something related to addiction. I think that you're speaking to a even more universal stress and pain, to where people who care the most tend to always sacrifice themselves. And unfortunately what happens is, when those individuals, I would say, all three of us have dealt with that in some way or another, it gets to a point to where what we're doing is we're starving ourselves, and we're literally depriving ourselves in order to try and give everything else that we can to someone else. But that old, like the adage that you hear time and time again of, like, I don't remember the exact language of it, but I think you know what I'm talking about. Like, you can't help someone else who's sick if you're sick yourself, or
right,
or there's a lot of different adages. Like,
an empty glass can't pour out.
There we go. And yeah, sure, it can be a phrase you've heard 1,000 times, but that doesn't mean there's not a lot of truth to that. And and I'm grateful that you're in a place to where, even though things suck, that you're being able to remember, like, that you're worth being taken care of yourself. And I hope that your work is not only going to be able to help provide healing, as well as sometimes a needed distraction from things, but also I'm just very excited because I know that your work is going to end up affecting other people's that need it too. So I feel like I'm being overly sentimental to you right now, but at the same time, I just feel like an extra desire to. So I apologize for awkward,
it's fine.
sharing.
And I have
showing
no positive input, apparently.
Well, no, I'm sorry. I was more of just being overly lovey-dovey at a mistake, and I'm sorry.
I'm just kidding.
To make
anyone who listens knows I process slower, so I sit and take everything in while people are talking.
Yeah.
But no, absolutely. Well, thank you for being willing to kind of talk about that and
of course,
share about that.
Honestly, I actually burst out laughing when I was thinking about, this is the topic that I've selected. They had no idea what they were getting.
No, and I think it's been a really good conversation. I know that we have listeners who have spouses and loved ones who deal with addiction. And so I know it's an important conversation. So thank you for stepping up and talking about it.
Yeah. Of course.
Well, we are going to start winding it down, doing all that fun sign-off stuff. So
winding it down.
Let's wind it down, guys.
Come on. This is NPR. Just here to wind it down.
Is that what NPR does?
Yes, my NPR does.
Oh my God. All right.
He just has the volume turned down too far. He doesn't.
That's what it is. The whole time I didn't know that there's a volume button on my phone.
No, my nightmare is that the volume is turned way down or way up on his mic, and so when I'm recording, all I'm going to hear is really loud, hello, just stupid loud. And I'm very concerned. Anyway, if you'd like to send us a topic for discussion or a mental health check-in, or you have anything else on your mind, we will remind you we are not professionals. We are the furthest thing from it. But you can send that to us over at isthisadultingpod@gmail.com. You can follow us on Twitter at isthiss_adulting. I'm at the Stephen Pappas. Chris is at Chris Grimmett. You can follow us on Facebook at the page, the Facebook page. That's fine. But you can also check out the Is This Adulting Best Friends. It is an online support group and a safe space and a brave space where people can come and just share things that are going on in their lives and build each other up. And sometimes that means, hey, somebody just broke up with me. I really need somebody to talk to. And it's yeah, cool. Let's help that person out. And then sometimes it's guys, look at this really funny video of all these goats. And we're yeah, goats are funny. Let's look at the goats. And so it's a really cool place. Definitely check it out. And last but not least, if you really love us, and only if you really love us, you can just head on over to that iTunes, over to that Apple Podcast, and just hit us with one of those 5-star reviews. If you hit us with a 4-star, I'm gonna be pretty miffed. So that's not true.
I'm a ghost.
Chris has a very particular set of skills. We would like to thank the collection for the use of our theme music, The Borrowers, off their album Ars Moriendi. Courtney, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me, and thank you for letting me feel like I'm not a lot, because sometimes I feel like I'm a lot, And so this was a really good place to be a lot with people who are also a lot, and we can be a lot together.
I'm going to need you to go listen to 2 weeks ago, the episode I did where the topic was feeling like you're a lot.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to need you to listen to every other episode and realize, holy shit, they really are a lot.
We can typically be a lot. But do you want to remind everybody where they can find you?
Yeah, you can follow me on Twitter at Courtney Enlow, and you can listen to trends like these, and you can read Sci-Fi Fangirls, and you can do lots of things because there's lots of things for you can do them.
So inspiring.
The beautiful words. This is the language with which she writes.
I am a professional word person.
A wordsmith, if you will.
A wordsmithery.
No, and I've read a lot of your writing since I started listening to Trends, and I really enjoy it. So, go read it. What are you doing, you goofs? Stop wasting your time listening to me talk.
Doing?
Yeah, exactly. Go read Courtney's writing. Because reading is disappearing. Thanks, Audible. Anyway. I'm just kidding. Please sponsor us.
You're going to blame Audible?
Yeah, I'm going to blame Audible for the disappearing of reading books. Anyway, that's going to do it for us here on Is This Adulting this week. I've been your best friend, Steven.
And I've been your best friend, Chris.
I've been your best friend, Courtney.
And remember, kids, be happy, stay healthy, and go hug someone.
Because you never know. They may be in Mr. Johnson's class.
No. Oh, no.
Please get out of that class, y'all.
No. With his Swifty sheets or whatever the word
Don't ever
was.
borrow a piece of paper from Mr. Johnson.
He loves paper.
Why is the paper so damn?
I love
Mr.
paper
Johnson?
as a friend.
College ruled, wide ruled, legal pad. It doesn't matter.
You know he's
loves
into
it.
that college ruled.
Oh, you know he is.
Oh, God. Actually, you know what? I picked up a notebook today, and I was really specific that it was college ruled. I was like, I can't write with this wide ruled. Anyway, y'all have a good week.
Bye.
Oh, y'all are my nightmare.